Ora from New Zealand. Cheers.
To New Zealand! The Eyesight Visitor Centers, I'm told, are great places to obtain advice on local attractions, transport, and accommodation. So popping into one, I get a map, find my bearings, and start a new day in the coastal town of Kaikoura. Maurice's grandfather was a Maori chieftain in Kaikoura many decades ago, and their tribe's stake in this region goes back many generations. Today, he's taking the group of us on a tour of some ancient sites. The hongi is perhaps the most visual introduction to Maori culture. All you have to do is tap your nose twice against the other person's nose. The exchange of life's breath represents the fellowship of men. In partaking of the breath of life, all men are joined in one being.
My mountain is Hamilton Mountain. My canoe, I don't have a canoe, I have a small boat, flit.
River?
Fraser River.
Fraser River? Yeah. Some say we've got kicked out of it.
And in true Maori tradition, we introduce ourselves to one another, stating our connection to the mountains and rivers. No Maori tour can be complete without a walk in the bush. The forest and all that resides in it are sacred to the Maoris. In the Maori worldview, men's ancestry is traced back to the gods who created these trees, and so men's destiny is intimately bound up with the fate of the forest. The 1,000-year-old tauta tree, for example, is a symbol of life for them.
For Māori, it's an important part of who we are. And it's called kaitiakitanga. And kaitiakitanga means guardianship, means caretaker. Because our forests have fed us for hundreds of years. And our oceans have fed us for hundreds of years. So, and with the way the world is now, you know, we have a responsibility. Really, it's our responsibility today to look after them. And so the value of kaitiakitanga is an important part of the Māori culture. Welcome to our home.
My Maori name is Rima.
And my Maori name is Ono.
My canoe is called a Jeep Cherokee. My name is Tim, and my Maori name is Tahi.
Well done.
There you go. Well watched.
Well, I've been welcomed here to a traditional Maori home along with a bunch of other people from different parts of the world. I've been given the name Tahi, though I don't know what that means. I'll find out a little bit later on in our Maui experience here in New Zealand. But for now, I'm going to get a bite. And so we spent an afternoon at the receiving end of Maori hospitality, hearing legends, visiting ancient sites, and understanding the indigenous use of trees and plants. And as it turns out, I wasn't the only one who enjoyed these hours.
We really aren't very familiar with Maori culture, so learning about the welcome, learning about how people identify themselves, and learning something about the history of and origins of Maori people here in New Zealand was really helpful and new for us.
And also I think the spiritual path of the Maori is very similar to other spiritual paths which identify with nature and the Supreme Being and the connection between the two. So it was quite interesting that way.
Kim.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. I'm Stanley. Welcome to Hapaku Lodge and Tree Houses.
Heard so much about this place.
Well, it's nice to have you here in New Zealand in our beautiful town of Kaikoura.
All right, let's have a look.
Absolutely.
What is the highlight of Hapaku Lodge?
Well, this is our lodge dining room and lounge, and we seat for dinner here every evening for guests here at the lodge. We seat about 24 to 26 at one seating, but the lodge holds 30 guests. So we have room for everyone every night, of course.
Okay. Tell me more about the lodge. There's a tree house.
Yeah, we have
a few tree houses, yes.
This lodge was built about 5 years ago, and then 2 years ago we built some beautiful tree houses out over the
So
olive
on
grove.
actual trees you built
They're built
accommodation.
up into the trees, and you'll see there's extraordinary structural engineering that went into building these tree houses. They are literally suspended up in the trees.
So they're not the type of tree houses I'm thinking of right now, you know, when you were a kid climbing up a ladder or...
They were inspired by the Wilson family's tree houses when they were children in Christchurch, and that's where the inspiration comes for these beautiful lodging accommodations.
Okay, they have state-of-the-art beds and everything else is...
It's total luxury.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's good to know.
Should we take a walk and just see
Sure.
them? Great. So, the beautiful seaward Kaikoura range. Well, this is Korimaku. All of our tree houses are named after birds, and one of our goals here at Hapaku Lodge is to restore the natural New Zealand habitat for the birds. Quite beautiful, so come on in.
Wow.
So this is your tree house.
With an open bathroom.
Yeah, beautiful bathroom with a view of the sea. And a beautiful private deck out back here where you can see the Kaikoura Peninsula.
The Kaikoura Seaward Mountain Range is in plain view from here, but it's still not all. Arresting views and lovely tree houses aside, what I was really looking forward to was the crayfish dinner the lodge is famous for.
All right, well, Rich is the chef here at the Hapaku Lodge, and crayfish is the specialty.
Crayfish seems to be what people like to eat, that's for sure.
Crayfish is the specialty
Of
here at
Kaikoura, yes,
right?
exactly.
So what kind of crayfish am I gonna eat tonight?
Well, you're gonna eat one of our crayfish live out of our tank. I'll pull it out for you. It will be about as fresh as it's gonna get. We're gonna grill it up here on the grill, and with a little bit of seasoned vegetables. I'll probably season the seasoned vegetables. I'll probably use a little bit of the spring asparagus from up north that's coming into season, and with a little bit of like parboiled potatoes, soft-boiled potatoes, and we'll make a nice lemon beurre blanc with a little bit of Pernod, some fresh herbs in it. Nice herb beurre blanc for you. Over the fish.
Making me really hungry. I'm really gonna leave you to do my crayfish for dinner.
Okay.
Because I'm getting really
Well, I'll do it.
hungry. So I'll leave you to it.
All right, it's a pleasure to meet you. Enjoy.
See you
Take
later.
care.
Here comes my crayfish. This is really rich. It's really good. All right, thank you very much. Well, it's been a long and tiring day for me here in Kaikoura, but I had a lot of fun. A lot of firsts too. My first helicopter ride to catch a glimpse of that sperm whale. My first quad bike trip up a real farm. And how can I forget my first hongi with a Maori warrior? Well, I'm heading up to Nelson tomorrow to meet a lot of artists and other interesting people, so I better get some rest. It's a long 4-hour drive from here. I'm Timothy Go, and kia ora from Kaikoura.
Channel News Asia, a network of MediaCorp Private Limited. This series was proudly presented by Tourism New Zealand and Singapore Airlines.